Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to talk a bit about the search and rescue operations in the Mediterranean, because this has been talked about quite a lot recently because of the huge numbers of migrants who are crossing the Mediterranean, many of whom end up shipwrecked. So the acronym SAR stands for Search and Rescue. And a search and rescue operation can refer to any kind of operation involving the rescuing people by aeroplane or ship. So this could be in any situation, from the mountains, from the sea, or following an earthquake, for example. So who are the people, who are the actors involved in search and rescue operations in the Mediterranean? Well, according to maritime law, any ship that's in the area when there's an emergency call can assist in a search and rescue operation. In fact, they're obliged to assist. So often military ships are involved, the commercial shipping, and of course now there are non-government organisations send ships to this area of the Mediterranean specifically to carry out this task. Under maritime law, if any ship who refuses to help another ship that's in distress can be charged with an offence, with a criminal offence, and if people die as a result of the failure to assist these people, they can be actually charged with manslaughter. So SAR operations are coordinated by an MRCC, which is a Maritime Rescue Coordination Centre. And the Maritime Rescue Coordination Centre organises the whole operation and coordinates it, and is in charge of telling all the different actors involved what to do. Now, under the Hamburg Treaty of 1979, different areas of the sea were the sea was divided up into different areas of responsibility for search and rescue. Now, in the Mediterranean, the largest area, of course, is the Italian area. And then, of course, there's the Malta has a fairly large SAR area as well, but Malta is a very small country. It only has about 100,000, the population of about 100,000, which is more or less, a small town. So they don't really have the resources to carry out large-scale operations of this kind. Libya and Tunisia also signed up to the Hamburg Treaty, but they never defined what their SAR area was. And Libya is more or less in a state of anarchy at the moment, so it's difficult for them to coordinate anything, let alone search and rescue operations. So as a result, almost all of the search and rescue operations that take place in this part of the Mediterranean are coordinated by the Italian Coast Guard. A SAR operation involves, first of all, rescuing the people who are in difficulty, but it doesn't end there. After they've been rescued, they have to be taken to a place of safety so that their basic human rights can be respected. Now, a place of safety, there are three main criteria to decide what a place of safety is. And in general, a place where there's the death penalty is generally not considered a place of safety. And a place, of course, where the people who've been rescued may be persecuted for religious, political, or other reasons is not a place of safety either. Then, of course, their primary needs have to be seen to. They need food, shelter, and medical treatment. And finally, they have to have the opportunity to find transport to a final destination of some kind. and it's the MRCC that is responsible for identifying a place of safety where in this case the migrants can be taken. The non-government organisations have been criticised quite a lot recently by various political figures, and there's even been an investigation by the prosecutor of Catania into NGOs because people are worried that they're kind of assisting the people traffickers. However, at the beginning from January to April in 2018, 40% of the migrants who arrived in Italy were helped by NGOs. They were either directly rescued or they were transferred from other ships that had rescued them onto an NGO ship. So they play an important role. The situation has developed over the last few years. In 2014, the main sort of influx of migrants began, and the numbers increased in 2015 and 2016. It was in 2016 that the numbers reached a peak. And in fact, in the first half of 2018, the numbers have reduced considerably. And in fact, there are much fewer people now arriving, and the numbers are almost to the same levels, the pre-2014 levels. However, unfortunately, while the numbers arriving have decreased, the death rate has increased. In June of this year, 1 in 7 of the people crossing the Mediterranean died while crossing, compared with 1 in 19 in the first half of 2018, and 1 in 38 in the first half of 2017. So the UNHCR has issued a statement about this, urging all ships in the area to be allowed to help, and saying that a collaborative approach must be adopted, and criticising, saying that when ships are not allowed to dock, this discourages them from taking migrants on board, because they don't want to remain kind of stuck in the sea for days on end without being able to move on. So basically, a collaborative approach is needed to ensure that this massacre doesn't continue. Thank you very much.